Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some of the most unusual and quirky practices from around the world. From cheese rolling in England to hair freezing contests in Canada, we're about to embark on a wild journey, exploring traditions that'll make you say, "What? You won't believe some of these incredible customs." Let's get started. Alright, first up, we're heading to Gloucestershire, England for a tradition that's as bizarre as it is dangerous: cheese rolling. Imagine a giant wheel of cheese like 9 pounds of double Gloucester rolling down a steep hill and a bunch of people chasing after it. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it gets even wilder. People get injured, sometimes seriously, chasing this cheese. Broken bones, sprained ankles, you name it. All for a chance to catch a runaway wheel of dairy. Now, you might be thinking, why? Why would anyone risk life and limb for some cheese? Well, the origins of cheese rolling are a bit murky, lost to time, but it's believed to be a centuries-old tradition. Some say it's pagan, tied to the celebration of spring, while others think it was just a way for villagers to lay claim to the land. Whatever the reason, it's a spectacle that draws crowds from all over the world. I mean, you gotta respect the dedication, right? These folks are going all out, throwing themselves down a hill. It's like a real-life game of hungry, hungry hippos, but with cheese and a much higher chance of getting hurt. But hey, who am I to judge? It's their tradition, and it's definitely entertaining to watch, as long as no one gets seriously injured, of course. Next stop, Spain. But we're not talking about siestas or flamenco dancing, we're diving headfirst into La Tomatina, the world's biggest food fight. Imagine a town square in Buñol, packed with people all armed with tomatoes. The air is thick with anticipation, then chaos. Tomatoes are flying everywhere, splattering on buildings, covering the streets, and drenching everyone in a juicy red mess. It's a sight to behold, a symphony of splattering fruit and joyous screams. But where did this tomato-throwing madness originate? The story goes that it all started back in the 1940s. Some say it was a food fight between friends that escalated. Others claim it was a protest against local politicians. Whatever the reason, La Tomatina stuck, becoming an annual tradition that attracts thousands of participants from all corners of the globe. Think about it, a whole town comes to a standstill, everyone covered head to toe in tomato pulp, laughing and throwing fruit at each other. It's messy, it's chaotic, it's pure unadulterated fun. And honestly, who hasn't dreamt of being part of a giant food fight at some point in their lives? It's like being a kid again, but with way more tomatoes. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this next one is truly unique. We're talking about El Colacho, also known as the Baby Jumping Festival, in the village of Castrillo de Murcia, Spain. Now, before you freak out, let me explain. This tradition involves laying babies, yes, actual babies, on mattresses in the street and then having grown men dressed as devils jump over them. I know, it sounds absolutely insane. But before you call child services, hear me out. The locals believe that this ritual cleanses the babies of original sin, protecting them from bad luck and ensuring good health. It's a tradition that dates back centuries, deeply rooted in their culture and faith. Of course, not everyone is on board with this practice. Tourists often find it shocking, even disturbing. But for the villagers, it's a sacred tradition, a testament to their faith, and a celebration of new life. It's a fascinating example of how cultural perspectives can differ so drastically. What one culture might see as dangerous, another sees as a blessing. Get ready for a wild ride because we're heading to Thailand for the Monkey Buffet Festival. Picture this, a temple in Lopburi overflowing with fruits, vegetables, and all sorts of delicious treats, all laid out for monkeys. That's right, thousands of macaques descend upon this temple every year for a massive feast, indulging in a veritable buffet fit for a king, or rather a primate. This festival is a sight to behold. Monkeys climb on tables, stuff their faces with bananas, and even engage in playful food fights. It's a chaotic, hilarious, and oddly endearing spectacle. The locals believe that this offering to the monkeys brings good luck and prosperity to the region. And hey, who wouldn't want to keep a bunch of monkeys happy? It's amazing to see the interaction between the locals and the monkeys. There's a sense of respect and understanding, a recognition of the shared space they inhabit. It's a reminder that humans aren't the only ones who deserve a good feast every now and then. Get ready to laugh, because this next tradition is as hilarious as it is challenging. We're talking about the wife-carrying world championships held annually in Sonkajärvi, Finland. Imagine a bunch of guys running an obstacle course, each carrying their wife, or girlfriend or friend who's willing to play along, on their back. The goal? To be the fastest, of course. This quirky competition has its roots in Finnish folklore, with stories of men stealing women from neighboring villages. Today, it's a lighthearted event that draws participants from all over the world, all eager to test their strength, agility, and, well, their relationship. The obstacles are no joke either. Water hazards, log hurdles, sand pits. It's a true test of endurance. And the best part? The winner gets their wife's weight in beer. Talk about a unique prize. It's a testament to the Finnish sense of humor and their love for a good challenge. Alright folks, bundle up because we're heading to Canada for a truly chilling tradition, the polar bear plunge. Imagine a frozen lake or ocean and a bunch of people willingly jumping into the icy water. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's the polar bear plunge in a nutshell. People brave the frigid temperatures, often in wacky costumes, all for a good cause. This tradition is more than just a crazy stunt. It's often associated with charity events, raising money for various organizations. People pledge to donate, and the brave souls taking the plunge get to experience the shock of freezing water while supporting a worthy cause. It's a testament to the human spirit of generosity and, well, maybe a little bit of craziness. I actually had the opportunity to interview someone who participated in a polar bear plunge. They described the initial shock of the cold, the feeling of their breath being taken away, but also the exhilaration, the sense of accomplishment, and the camaraderie among the plungers. It's an experience that stays with you, a reminder that sometimes you have to step outside your comfort zone even if it means freezing your butt off for a good cause. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this next tradition is messy, controversial, and well, kinda gross. We're talking about the blackening of the bride, a pre-wedding ritual practiced in parts of Scotland. Imagine this. A bride-to-be, usually unsuspecting, gets ambushed by her friends and family, who then proceed to cover her in all sorts of sticky, messy substances. We're talking about things like molasses, soot, flour, eggs, you name it. The goal? To make the bride as dirty and uncomfortable as possible. The tradition is said to ward off evil spirits and prepare the bride for the challenges of married life. But let's be real, it looks more like a hazing ritual than a heartfelt tradition. The blackening of the bride has drawn criticism in recent years, with many arguing that it's degrading and disrespectful to women. Some see it as a harmless prank, while others view it as a form of humiliation. It's a tradition that sparks debate, raising questions about consent, tradition, and the evolving role of women in society. Get ready for a feast for the eyes, because we're heading to Oaxaca, Mexico for the Noche de Rabanos, or Night of the Radishes. This unique festival is all about celebrating the humble radish, but not in the way you might expect. We're not talking about eating them, we're talking about carving them, intricately, artistically, into elaborate sculptures and scenes. Imagine a whole festival dedicated to showcasing radishes transformed into everything from religious figures to animals to depictions of everyday life. These aren't your average veggie carvings. We're talking about large-scale, incredibly detailed works of art, all crafted from radishes. The skill and creativity on display are truly astounding. This tradition dates back to the 19th century, originating as a way for vendors to attract customers to the Christmas market. Over time, it evolved into a full-fledged festival, drawing crowds from all over to witness this unique art form. It's a testament to the human ability to find beauty and inspiration in the most unexpected places, even in a humble radish. Alright folks, we're wrapping up this wild journey with a tradition that's as cool as it is bizarre. We're heading back to Canada, to the Takini Hot Springs in Yukon, for the International Hair Freezing Contest. Now before you picture people freezing their hair solid with liquid nitrogen, let me explain. This contest involves dipping your head in the hot springs, then letting the frigid air freeze your hair into wild, gravity-defying shapes. Picture people with icicles sprouting from their heads, frozen mohawks, and hair sculpted into all sorts of bizarre and creative designs. It's a testament to the human desire to embrace the cold, to find fun and creativity even in the most extreme conditions. And let's be real, it makes for some pretty epic photos. There's this one story about a guy who froze his hair into the shape of a moose antler. He was so proud of his creation that he refused to let anyone touch it, even when it started to melt and drip all over him. That's dedication. The hair freezing contest is a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected experiences can lead to the most memorable moments. We've just explored some of the most bizarre customs from around the world, from cheese rolling to hair freezing, from messy brides to radish carvings. We've seen it all. It's amazing how diverse and fascinating human traditions can be, reminding us that there's always something new and unexpected to discover about the world and its people. Don't forget to like,